I'm Kenesha Grayson, founder and CEO of The Art of Applying. We help people from all over the world get into the world's best graduate schools and get money to pay for it. Today, we are here to share the story of our outstanding client, Henry. Hi, Henry.
Hi, Kenesha.
So thank you for being here today. Thank you for sharing your story. I'm really excited to celebrate you today. What is the good news that we're celebrating?
Well, I basically got accepted to my dream school, which is the Kennedy School, with funding. And I also got accepted to Princeton with funding also. So it's great.
Fantastic. Were there other schools that you applied to with us?
And yes, I applied to the Masters of Urban Planning at the Harvard Graduate School of Design, but it was more like a long shot.
Okay.
But mainly the Kennedy School. I mean, I got in with money. I'm extremely happy.
Fantastic. Talk to us about the money you got from Harvard Kennedy School and the money you got from Princeton. And congratulations, Henry.
Thank you. So with Princeton, I got a full ride with full tuition and full stipend for the 2 years. I applied to the MPA program, which is 2 years. And I got from Harvard around half tuition for both years.
Wow. Fantastic. Okay, so first of all, tell us the story of where you were when you got the good news and how you felt.
Well, I was working. I was a bit nervous because the Kennedy School this year, well, I mean, for Princeton, they advised on the March 13th. I was lying in my bed, just like thinking about application. Then an email pops in at 10:30 at night, like quite late. And I'm like, whoa, what's this? It says Princeton, like all caps, yes, you're in. I'm just like jumped with joy, went right into my parents. I was quite happy. That was before, all the quarantine and staying at home stuff.
Awesome. I'm glad you got to celebrate with your parents before quarantine. And fantastic. How did you celebrate?
Well, I basically spent some time with my parents, also called my mentors, who are both MPAD alumni. So I had like a Zoom meeting with them too. We toasted with some drinks, all of us in our own houses, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a video call with them, had a video call with my closest friends who've been with me throughout this journey, who know I haven't met them because I was studying for the GRE, doing my essays. All those people that have been important for me and for this process.
Oh, that's wonderful. I love that you did a toast with your mentors. That is awesome. That is awesome. That's similar. This year is the 10th year anniversary for the Art of Applying. So we're going to be throwing a Zoom party with all the clients. And then I'm doing a separate Zoom party with my friends, family. And yeah, it's a toast. And my mentor will be there. And I'm going to ask her to do a little toast. So I love that you did that. That's awesome. Okay, so Henry, the people listening and watching, they want to know your stats. So I want you to share as specifically as you feel comfortable, your age, what country you're from, your, kind of some of your work experience, where did you go to college, your GPA, your GRE scores, just all the things that, somebody who's like, okay, can this happen for me? It happened for him, that kind of stuff.
Sure. So I'm 25 years old. I was born and raised in the Dominican Republic. I have lived practically all my life here. I majored in economics. I studied at, it's going to be in Spanish, Pontificia, Universidad, Católica, Madre, Maestra, which is one of the best universities here in the country. Well, we don't have that many universities as other countries. My GPA was 3.6, which is good. Not the best, but it's good. So my GRE, my quant score was around the 82nd percentile.
Mm-hmm.
My grammar was around maybe the 70th percentile with an analytical writing score of 3.5 out of 6. Okay.
Yeah. So lower AWA, that's interesting. Do you remember what the numbers were on the GRE of your scores?
It's quant, I think, a 163 or 162.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the grammar, I think it was 158 or 7, more or less.
Yeah, understood. Okay, so you just, one thing I want to make clear to everybody listening and watching is that you were just admitted to the MPAID, which is a very competitive program. And then another part of your story is that you are a very important part, I think, of your story is you're a reapplicant. Before we go into that, are you comfortable sharing a little bit about your work experience, what you studied at in university?
Sure. So I majored in economics. I've worked for 2 years and 4 months at my country's central bank. Then I got my current job, which is at the Ministry of Economy, Planning and Development. At the central bank, I deal with national accounts statistics, compiling, making the supply news tables. Here at the ministry, it's more broadly. It's quite broad because I work in, I would say, like the chief of staff of the ministry. I know it sounds weird in some countries because they might not have the position, but basically the minister has an agenda, like I want to prioritize these projects. So our unit basically like, here we have all these projects, let's make sure they happen.
Okay.
So I've worked from managing projects to being in a project myself, being managed.
Okay.
So it's all around, like I do managing chores, to say so, then I do technical stuff too. It's all around. And I have to work with tons of people. So it's really interesting because you get the technical side, the human side, and you have to work with people. It's quite interesting.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Many personalities, and some are easier than others to work with. So it's been like a crash course in government.
That's beautiful. I love that. That's a great share. Thank you, Henry. All right, Henry, let's rewind all the way to, let's say, I don't know, a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, just before you found out about the art of applying. Take us back to maybe the time when you applied to Harvard Kennedy School the first time. Did you apply to other schools? What resources did you use? And, when did you find us and what resonated with you that made you reach out?
So I heard about our apply now, I think it was around 2018, which was the year I first applied, but I just read about it and didn't reach out to you. So I applied to 5 schools. I applied to the MPAD at the Kennedy School, the MPA at Princeton, the MPP at U Chicago Harris, the MPP at Stanford School of Public Policy at Duke University, and also the MPA at the London School of Economics.
Okay.
So I got admitted to Chicago, Duke, and LSE.
Okay.
I got waitlisted for the MPAD, and I got rejected by Princeton.
Oh, wow. So we did some good turnarounds for you.
Yes, most definitely.
Wow, that's fantastic to go from rejected at Princeton to in with, full scholarship and stipend, and to go from, was it waitlisted at the Kennedy School? Okay, waitlisted to admitted with 50% tuition. That's fantastic, Henry. Awesome. So, okay, so then what made you reach out for your second time around to apply?
So I went back after I got the results, like what went wrong. I got the chance to visit the Kennedy School and spoke with the MPIV program director. And I said, okay, look, I have 2 paths right now. I could either, go to Chicago, which is a great university.
Yeah.
I could either, stay here working, improving my profile, my application all around, and go to my dream school. So I thought, life is just one, so why not go for it? So I went back and saw my materials, my preparation, and I found this link like, I visited this around, I think May 2018. They're applying. Let me check it out again. So I looked into it, saw the schools people were getting into, saw the profiles. I'm this looks, quite similar to me, like good scores, maybe not the best, maybe not the best GPA, but if they got into great schools, why not me? So I had the breakthrough call, heard more about the program, and I really liked how, the structure and how supportive they were. And so I talked to my parents saying, let's say, look, this time I don't want to fail. I want to make this shot count, so I'm going to get the best help I can get. And I just went for it. And
wonderful. Love it. So what did you think the breakthrough call would be like? And then what was your experience on the breakthrough call?
So I thought it would be, more one-sided, like me asking questions, because asking for a service. But it was really fascinating to see how they asked me if I had questions for them. It was like really interactive. Like they wanted to know more about me as much as I wanted to know more about them. So that was really, refreshing. See how they were all. The more I spoke about myself, I could notice some interest in my application. Like they genuinely want to see me, prosper and see me succeed in this application. That was really cool.
Awesome, awesome. And so you did apply on your own the first year. So your only expenses related to the application process were the application fees, the GRE, test scores, and then, in your breakthrough call, we're like, hey, the tuition for the program is blank. We would love to work with you. We feel 100% confident we can help you. So let's do it. How did it feel being asked to make that investment? And it's not an insignificant amount of money. How did that feel being asked to invite it into the program and then like, okay, this is how much it is. Was it scary? Were you already ready? What were the thoughts?
Well, it was a bit, scary at first when you first hear it. But I, sat down and said, look, I mean, how much is this opportunity, this program, this experience worth for you? It's like we economists have determined the opportunity cost.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is it really worth it? And I, slept on it and said, like, look, talk to my friends, of course. And it just clicked. I mean, it's the best program at one of the best universities. And compared to being admitted and possibly getting funding, which more than compensated for the cost. I mean, before knowing my results, knowing that if I got in, like that possibility was more than worth the cost to me personally.
Yeah, you got in plus money.
Exactly. So it was like, oh, definitely worth it.
Yeah, definitely. You're an economist. Awesome. Yeah, return on investment was huge for you. Huge. Awesome. Okay, so now I want to walk through the different parts of the program and hear about what they were like for you. So you reached out, we had the breakthrough call, you had the breakthrough call with our team, you decided to move forward, you're in the program now. One of the things that everybody who's watched more than one of these videos knows is that every person in the application accelerator has a one-on-one consultant. So that person, you're asking them questions in your portal, you're getting on coaching calls with them, and they're working with you on your essays. So what was your experience like working with your consultant? What did you like best about that?
Oh, I really liked the consultant's honesty. Like when they got to review my work, they were really, let's say, really to the point. They didn't sugarcoat anything. It's like, look, you gotta fix this, you gotta write everything as a whole, but keep these points in mind. They're really focused and accurate on the things I had to improve. And once I, took a step back and say, oh, let me improve this, and then I read all the things together again with the improvements, it made a lot more sense. They not only help you improve your writing, but improve the way your mind works at writing. Like you incorporate new things to your writing, new words, new methods of conveying a message. Because at the end, you want to tell a compelling story to the admissions committee. And they helped me tell my story the best that I could. I didn't know my story was so good until I read my whole application. It's like, wow, that's me. Wow, that's me. I'm not lying. That's who I am. So yeah, it was really cool. Working one-on-one with someone who's like dedicated, getting to know you, getting the best out of you so you can convey that message.
That's wonderful. Awesome, Henry. Okay. That was so beautifully said. Okay, so then the next part of the program I want to talk about is the group coaching calls. So, we've got the test prep calls on the weekend, the Writing Center calls on Sunday. We can come in and submit stuff, have it live edited, watch other people have their stuff live edited. And then the weekly Q&A call, we can just come and ask questions. Then the monthly call, well, all the clients with me, and then the monthly mindset call, all the clients with the mindset coach. How frequently did you attend any of the calls I just mentioned? And if so, what did you like best about those calls? So
I retook the GRE, and before taking the exam, I went to all the test prep calls.
Mm-hmm.
They were really helpful because you might not think of it, but there are many problems that go beyond the exam itself, but anxiety, nervousness, not feeling good enough, like those things, I felt them too. But it was, it's not good that someone else feels those feelings, but they also feel them too. So you're not alone. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like I'm with a group of individuals who have a beautiful story to tell, who have similar fears as I do, and we're here together working to improve ourselves to get a better future. So it's really refreshing to see how there were others like me, but also the instructor who you could tell he had tons of experience with this, not only with the test, but with the test takers, handling anxiety and certain techniques and tips and tricks so you can become better at taking the exam, which is vital. Like some mindset for the exams.
Yes, yes. Awesome. Great, great, great. Awesome. And then another part of the program is the members area where we announce, acceptances and scholarships. I make announcements. We remind you all about the calls and encourage you to submit questions. And then we also have a Q&A vault, kind of like a private client forum where you all can submit questions. One thing I remember about you, Henry, is you were the first person to let everybody know that the HKS results were out. And then it became like, everybody went to go check their results, and it created a flurry. So that's super cool, and I love that that was you. But yeah, talk to us about the members area, how it was helpful, and even just, did you even expect to have that resource before you signed up?
Well, honestly, I didn't expect to have that resource. It was really cool to have it. Like, first of all, I had many doubts that I could basically answer, seeing that many people had really similar doubts themselves in the past, so I could read, the answers back then. I also asked a couple of questions for myself and got really good feedback. Not only messages replying to my questions, but also messages of support from people who have the similar problems, similar doubts. It was really cool. Like you feel like a sense of community with all those applicants, which is really, it's cool. It's great. It's great to have people. As a matter of fact, one of the applicants who also got admitted to the same program as I, we're also, already texting each other because we're going to be classmates. So I got that through the art of flying, which is really cool. I got to know a classmate before, I even got to the program.
I love that. I really love that. That is awesome. I really love that. I'm just thinking, just feeling happy and thinking about that. Great. Another thing, let's see what else I want to ask about. Maybe did you attend and use your one-on-one mindset calls?
Yes, I used to.
Yeah. What kind of things were you working on in your mindset calls with the mindset coach?
So one of the calls was that I was overwhelmed at work because I had too much work. Those were the days like 2 weeks prior to the jury exam. I was really anxious because I had to work, and then I had to study. But then I had my call, and in the call I realized, with the help of a consultant, the mindset coach, that there were some things about work that I could not neglect, but that I could wait for later after the exam, that I should prioritize myself. I should prioritize my studying, my exam, and my future. Because even though my work is important and I love my job, I have to, think about my future and my goals, my hopes, and my dreams too. They shouldn't be battling for my time. I should find a better way to organize my time so I could achieve both my job that I love and also my dreams. And that was a call, I was really anxious, said, oh, I'm lost. Oh, I don't know what to do. Time's running out. She said, look, take a breath, take a step back. Let's go through this step by step. And then this huge cloud of rain and thunder and, storm and sadness, it's just like a little cloud, not as big as I pictured.
Oh, fantastic. I love that. I love that. And so I would love to hear from you about what you anticipate is going to be different about your life and your career now that you're going to be a graduate of Harvard Kennedy School's very prestigious, very selective MPA ID program.
Well, Um, so my life after the MPID. Wow, sorry, good question. So the program is great because it incorporates this really dense and tough quantitative background in PhD level economics, but also in the soft skill needed to make change happen. For example, in other programs like in Chicago, you had really quant stuff. They were great at that, but maybe the soft skills part was a bit missing. Then at Princeton, which is a great program, maybe the cohort was not as international. But now at MPIV, I got a program that's both dense in quantitative skills at the macro and micro level, and also the soft skills and managing skills that are needed to make change happen. I also have a cohort which is highly international, so I will live with some hopefully good friendships, good connections, and people that also want to change the world like I do. We have maybe different areas of specialization, some sectors which we like more than others, but it's great to be in a community so supportive with some of the economists I read. Some articles from like Ricardo Hausman and Danny Roderick are going to be my teachers. Like it felt refreshing.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about something personal. Like when I was choosing between Princeton and Harvard, I said, look, I mean, if Danny Roderick is going to be my teacher, I might as well reach out. So I wrote a email to him and he replied within the hour. Like,
isn't that amazing?
Yes. It felt very like he replied with an honest answer about my decision. And I'm like, first of all, the reply was great. But then I took a step back and said, wow, Danny Roderick replied my email. Like I have his book right there. And I loved it. Economic Rules, I recommend it. But like he's going to be my professor. I'm going to be able to work with him, hopefully become a research assistant. And that opportunity, I wouldn't have gotten it if I had not been admitted to the Kennedy School.
That was an amazing story. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Harvard professors are very responsive. Sometimes I'll read an article or a case that I really like it, and I'll reach out to the professor to share, how I'm using it in my business or my life and ask a follow-up question, and they will reply very quickly. I think they love to hear from students. They love to hear from alumni, and I really love that you had that experience.
Yeah.
You're going to have to get yourself a really big, obnoxious Harvard flag like me.
I have like a small Kennedy School flag here.
Good. Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, yours looks great.
Yeah, for sure. I'll see if I can dig up where I ordered it online. I ordered it, I think it's supposed to actually go like in front of your house, which is very obnoxious. But I ordered it just because it looks so good on the wall for my videos, and my degrees are there, but it doesn't have the same as that flag. So for sure. And that map, actually, speaking of international, is a map of where all of you all live, all the clients.
Wow.
Yeah. So it says it's custom made, and it says my clients on it. You just can't see it. And then I pinned. Actually, I didn't even do it. Other people on the team pinned where everybody was from, and then I just have to add the new people who come onto the map. So
that's cool.
Yeah. So I would love to hear what message of encouragement you might have for other Latin Americans applying to the Kennedy School, or other people from the Dominican Republic.
Well, one of the first feelings I had when I even thought of Harvard is like, am I good enough? Is my story good enough? Am I a good fit for the program? Something I constantly ask myself. But I would say investigate about the program, read about the professors, and think about your own story. What do you bring to the program? What does the program give you? Mm-hmm. Because it's a match between what you want, what the program wants, and what you want to get out of it.
That's right.
So I would say, if you don't even try, your chance of getting in is 0.
That's right.
But if you at least try, your chance of getting in is more than 0. You'll never know the exact value, but it's more than 0. And as long as there's a chance, there's hope. Go for it. don't set yourself that rejection. Let them do it for you, because you don't know if that rejection will turn into an admission. But if you never try, you'll never know. I think that's a Coldplay song that says that.
Yes, awesome. I love Coldplay. And, you know, this year, more than any other year with the pandemic, is the year of triumph for people who took a chance on themselves and applied to Harvard Kennedy School. You know, I don't know if you've seen in the members area, but we have clients who were pulled off the wait list just 2 weeks after getting waitlisted into the class to be accepted. They'll be your classmates.
Yeah.
And we also have more than one client who was pulled out of the rejected pile onto the, you didn't hear that? Yeah, pulled
No,
from.
I looked up.
Yeah, rejected pile to the waiting list. And that is, I've been in business 10 years. I have never seen that happen. I don't think it has ever happened. And so that's huge. So for those of you who took a bet on yourselves this year, you won big. Yeah. So I don't think your acceptance was at all related to the pandemic because you got it before we were even shut down. You were able to even celebrate with your family. But yeah, for those clients of ours who were rejected and are now on the waiting list, we are so excited. To go from rejected to waiting list and then possibly admitted. What? So yeah. We're excited to keep working with them on their applications. I really enjoyed your message that you said about don't reject yourself. You've gotta, why not me? Which is what you said earlier in the interview. Why not me? And I'm so happy, Henry, that even though it didn't work out the first year, and you got some great results on your own, but they just weren't, you knew there was just that next
amazing piece that will get me through. And it not only got me through, it got me beyond
what you even came for. Yeah. So what do you think took it to the next level? What was it about working with us that took it from a successful application to an amazingly successful application process?
I would say the fact that the whole team wants to get to know you first. Like, it's not only, give me papers or stuff to read and then improve. It's like, tell me your story. Let me get to know you. So then we can work together. We're on the same page. Let me help you convey the best message that you can. Like, in essence, my essays from this year and the last year, in terms of, conveying the message, they're totally different. But if you look, the essence is the same.
Mm-hmm.
So they help me improve the way I write, the way I communicate. Like, it's a skill needed by many people, especially policymakers. That's the key. Like, they help me communicate the appropriate message, and they know how to do it. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not a magic formula. It's like they have experience. The whole team knows what is needed, and they help you get there. They don't take you there, you go there together. Like, because you have to, it's not like you give them your essays and your drafts and you're going to turn them into magic all of a sudden. No, you have to keep constantly working on them, improving, and you'll see yourself how your writing as a whole keeps improving too. So
I love it.
That was one of my favorite aspects of the program. Like, we're here for you, with you. That was the key, with you.
That's great. I love that. I love that expression. We're here for you, with you. That's great. And one thing that I've really realized in 2019, 2020 season is that in preparing you all to go to these really prestigious schools, and I'm so proud of this, is like, I've built a school, and like the year that you spend with us going to those classes, the group coaching calls, revising your essays, it's almost like you are a case study. You're your own case study for how to communicate verbally, how to communicate in writing, how to present data, meaning your resume, in a way that looks nice, is easy to understand, conveys what you want to convey. And so it's almost like, in the same way that I was my own first client for this business, like, your application process is the beginning of your Harvard education or Ivy League graduate education. It doesn't start the day you step on campus. It starts the day you say yes on the breakthrough call. And then we put you into the application accelerator, and it's intense. And it's basically school, the school of you and your story. So that's something that I've really realized this year working with all of you, is just like, wow, like this isn't just like a random, I never thought it was random. This isn't just like a service, you know, like the other companies have. Like it's a journey, it's an experience.
Yeah, I totally agree, because it like incorporates different factors like the mindset calls, like how you think through everything, how to handle your emotions, and those are skills that, like you just said, go beyond the application. The writing goes beyond the application, certainly, because I'll be writing tons of stuff at the program. But yeah, just like you said, the classes, they're different. You think of them like professors, and it's like an eclectic and holistic program. It incorporates many aspects that all come together at the end, and it all makes perfect sense. It just clicks, and
Awesome.
It's great.
Oh, lovely. Well, Henry, I'm so happy for you, so excited for you. I had no doubt that you would have amazing success working with our team. We don't invite anyone to work with us if we doubt that they'll have success, because we really want everyone to have great success. And it was just an absolute pleasure and a joy to hear your story, hear your encouragement and advice and experience in the program. And it's been a pleasure working with you. And thank you for trusting us with your dreams, Henry.
Thank you. And thanks a lot for being there with me, and more than everything, for believing in me, my project, and my dreams. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thanks for watching our video. For more videos just like this, make sure you click subscribe. And if you want to work with us on your graduate school applications, visit us at theartofapplying.com or click on the link below in the description.